Yo, welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Sports with Richard Cole. Look, I'm trying to do something different today, so y'all gonna see my screen being tinted. I kind of like that. I don't know why I like it, I just do. But I'm talking about the NFC West today. I'm going to be talking about that. The two main teams in the NFC West. I'm also going to touch on Dak Prescott and DeAndre Hopkins. But I want to start with the NFC West. And I want to start with the San Francisco 49ers. The reason why I want to start with the San Francisco 49ers is I have them winning this division. I really, really do. But I've been looking at the Seattle Seahawks. And I'm telling you, if the 49ers are going to win this division, it's not going to be easy. This is going to be a dogfight between them and the Seattle Seahawks. I believe the Seattle Seahawks are totally underrated. I really do. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you, Geno Smith had a career year last year, and I don't think that's a fluke. I think he's actually really learned, and dedicated himself to getting better. And now he learned the game, and he's not thinking anymore. He's just playing the game, and that makes him a very, very dangerous quarterback. I mean, I'm just being honest. Nobody's really giving him any credit, but I'm telling you, Geno Smith is the real deal. He's going to have a better year this year. With that being said, we know Geno has the emergence of Geno Smith. When we know about Kenny Walker, the emergence of him last year. When we know about Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and all of those guys. Can the Seattle Seahawks put up points? Would be the question. Obviously, they're a run-first team. Y'all know how I feel about run-first teams, but they let's not forget the Seattle Seahawks the Seattle Seahawks did make the playoffs last year and lost to the 49ers. So you had to play them 3 times, so they got 3 times to look at what you have to offer. I'm just saying, you guys need to give the Seattle Seahawks a little bit more credit than you do. I'm telling you, don't be surprised if you're in a total dogfight 49ers to win this division. I give the edge to the 49ers for the simple reason the 49ers are really a Super Bowl contender. Every year people count them out, and every year they end up in the NFC Championship. I'm just saying, they are a good team. They are a contender in the NFC. And here's what's up. We know about Deebo Samuel, or we know about Brandon Ayuk, and we know about Christian McCaffrey. We know the 49ers have good depth too at the running back, so they can switch in and out. And that zone running they do is just put somebody back there and they're going to do well. If Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, he's obviously going to be the catalyst of this team as far as the running game goes. And then you got Deebo Samuel, who is just Deebo Samuel. He's going to do his thing. Brandon Ayuk is definitely somebody you should respect. George Kittle, I mean, the 49ers got a squad. You can't take that away from them. But the 49ers, well, I'm not going to say that yet. I'm going to say this. Defensively, the 49ers will have a new coach this year, a different defense coordinator. I don't know how he's going to call plays, but I do know that he has a great personnel. I mean, that defensive unit is strong for the 49ers. I mean, strong, especially their front four. I mean, when you're talking about Bosa, and you're talking about Bosa, and you're talking about Eric Armstead, Javon Hargrave, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw. These guys, they got some pieces in place. Now, I felt like the 49ers secondary was their weakest point last year, and I still feel like the 49ers secondary is their weakest point of their defense this year. I haven't seen them play yet. I'm just saying I don't see a lot of changes that's going to happen, but it can happen, but I don't see it. So their front seven will still be the strength of their defense. But why am I giving the 49ers a small edge in this division? Simply because I don't know who the quarterback going to be. Now, there's a civil war going on in the 49ers fan base. You got half of the fan base saying Brock Purdy and the other half saying Trey Lance. And it's so unfair to Brock Purdy. it's unfair because Brock Purdy came in last year in a very difficult situation and did really, really well. But when I went back and looked at some of the things that the 49ers did, a lot of those games that Brock Purdy won was really because the defense was just magnificent. Now, I am not taking anything away from Brock Purdy. I'm just saying that when you have a defense like that, you can miss some throws, you can make some mistakes, and they'll cover for you. That's all I'm saying. But Trey Lance, however, with that zone running they like to do, and that zone offense, those jet sweeps and those tosses to receivers and those running off tackle plays that they just love so much. I mean, wouldn't Trey Lance be a better fit? And I say this because of this. Trey Lance adds another dimension to that offense with his legs. Now, if you really want to weigh him, how the 49er fans are just weighing who should be the quarterback, Brock Purdy, pocket quarterback, he's mobile, but he's not a threat with his legs. At least he haven't showed that. He may have that part of his game. I haven't seen it yet to the point where I would be concerned about it if I was a defense, which really means he's just a quarterback. He's just a pocket quarterback back there. To hand the ball off in the play action and throw strikes when it's time for him to throw strikes, because the way the play calling is done is literally one of the best things I think the 49ers do is you don't know what they're getting ready to do. They can run it up your throat. They can throw the ball. They mix it up real well. And that made Brock Purdy maybe look a little bit better than what he is. Because a lot of y'all are already giving him the nod for starting quarterback. But let me remind you, Brock Purdy didn't have a lot of reps before. He don't have a lot of reps now. And it's just kind of hard for you guys to say that you're not going to give Trey Lance a shot. I get it. When Trey Lance came in, he wasn't doing so well. Then he got hurt. The offense it seemed like it was trying to find a way to get going. Mainly probably because he wasn't sure of a lot of things. And maybe he's not as up on the offensive playbook as he should be. But remember, you spent a lot of money to get Trey Lance. And Trey Lance is definitely the better athlete between him and Brock Purdy. So I'm just going to tell you right now, 49ers, if I was you, I would want to see Trey Lance. I mean, for the simple reason is you kind of have an idea. I'm going to say you kind of have an idea what Brock Purdy can do, but you don't really have an idea what Trey Lance can do. And I'm going to be honest, everything Trey Lance did last year wasn't bad. And everything wasn't good. Sort of just like Brock Purdy. And let's not forget, before he went down in the Philadelphia game, he really looked like a deer in headlights. Maybe that moment was just too big for him. I mean, I appreciate him coming back in there trying to play. He showed some heart. But maybe that moment was just too big for him, because before he got hurt, he threw some passes that really should have been going the other way. I'm not taking nothing away from the kid. I know how the 49er fans feel about him, but I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, trying to win a division with the Seattle Seahawks, man, you better have yourself together. And let's not forget, you're in a conference to where you have a lot of teams that are already there, and you have a lot of teams that are coming. So to stay a contender and to be a contender and to be deep in the playoffs like you normally do, you gotta pick your quarterback. Now listen, if you pick Brock Purdy, you don't have to be hitting me on social media saying, "Oh, you said Trey Lance." I just said that I would like to see Trey Lance. I'm not saying that that's the right pick. I'm saying I want to see if it's the right pick. That's what I'm saying. But what I am saying, if it is the right pick, the only way you're gonna find out is put him in the game and let him play, which means Brock Purdy is going to be on the bench. But again, I say, you kind of know what Brock Purdy can do. So if Trey Lance can't get it done and they move back to Brock Purdy, you know what you got. Don't you want to see what Trey Lance can bring to the table? Maybe he is as good as you think he is. I know it's been 3 years now and you hadn't seen anything from him, but that's not all his fault, because Jimmy Garoppolo was a quarterback for a long time. let's just see 49ers, because I'm telling you, it's going to be a dogfight between the CU and the Seattle Seahawks. And the Seattle Seahawks, if you don't mind, I'm going to jump right back on them. I'm going to tell you something. Their secondary is probably going to be the best secondary in the league. They got some studs in the secondary. Jamal Adams is coming back. I'm just telling you, this 49ers, Jamal Adams comes back. They got Quandre Diggs. They got Tyreek Woolen. I mean, I'm just telling you guys. I mean, and then they just brought on Julian Love. Listen, these guys, I'm just telling you right now, Seattle is closing the gap. And they're doing it quickly. It's not taking them a long time. So 49ers, you got to get yourself together. But I'm still giving a nod to this division to the 49ers. Now, I'm probably going to talk about, Arizona and the Rams, maybe next week at some point. I wasn't in a rush to talk about them because I don't really see them doing too much. I want to just get this out in the open. So here's the deal. I got the 49ers winning this division by a hair. That can change during the regular season if Seattle become what I think they can become. Because then, and I'm sorry, the only way the Seattle Seahawks can win this division if the 49ers don't pick the right quarterback for that team. And I can't say they are both the right quarterback. If I could, I would say it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, but it does matter who the quarterback is. And I think you all are going to find it out. But if they make the right choice in quarterback, the 49ers win this division. Seattle fans, look, I showed y'all some love because y'all deserve some love, but I just don't know if you're better than the 49ers. I don't think you can beat them in this division. You're going to have to split with them, which is something you hadn't done in a couple of years. And I don't see you being able to do that yet. You had 3 shots at them last year and you lost all 3. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am. But if you can split with them, now you have a shot to win in the division. That's all I'm going to say about the NFC West. Y'all tune in for next week when I finish it up with the Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. Believe me, it's going to be short. I want to jump off the subject of divisions right now and just talk about individuals. And I want to talk about DeAndre Hopkins. I'm seeing a lot of people kind of criticize him for going to the Titans. I'm sorry, and I'm like, that's not a bad fit for him. Okay, if you're thinking about the DeAndre Hopkins of old, yeah, he should have went somewhere other than the Titans. If you're thinking about the DeAndre Hopkins that makes spectacular catches in traffic, and run these unbelievable patterns and always open, man, that's Tennessee. That's Tennessee all day long. What Tennessee is very similar to the 49ers. I mean, they like to run the rock, throw off the play action pass. But when you have somebody like DeAndre Hopkins, who I don't believe would even draw a double team this year, and if he do it, it'd be more like a bracket. He can keep moving the chains for them. That's what they like. See, what people don't understand, Tennessee don't need the deep ball. Matter of fact, I don't even know if they prefer it. They just prefer to move the ball down the field and score points. I mean, they believe that their defense can do their job, which defense is not bad, but it's not what it used to be. And all I'm going to say is DeAndre Hopkins is a really good fit for the Tennessee Titans. I don't disagree with that move at all. I believe DeAndre Hopkins is a possession receiver now in the downhill of his career, and I think he'll do really well at Tennessee. They finally replace that position because they need that position in their offense. It makes a difference. But here's a go. DeAndre Hopkins going to Tennessee. So as Tennessee fans, y'all need to understand something. That did not make you better. That just made your foundation just a little bit more solid. But it's not going to take you to the Super Bowl. So please stop posting stuff on social media about you're a Super Bowl contender now because you have DeAndre Hopkins. You're not. The Tennessee Titans is a good team. They are somewhat of a playoff team. They used to be the dominant person in their division, but they're not anymore. Jacksonville got that. and they're capable of making the playoffs, but they're not a Super Bowl contender. I honestly believe that window closed when they lost to the Chiefs, but their organization is so not together. The people, listen, you bring DeAndre Hopkins over to an organization that the coaching staff and management has a big gap. And until they can do this, they can't really fix what's on the field because, general manager and coach got to tell the general manager what he needs, and general manager got to bring it over there. Now, don't get it twisted. They got a good general manager now, so that may change after this year. I just don't know if they did enough for it to change this year, this upcoming season, because there's some studs in the AFC, and I just don't think they can. Compete at a higher level than the studs I see in the AFC. That's all I'm saying. But DeAndre Hopkins is definitely a good pick for them. I give them kudos for that. Hats off to the general manager over there for making that deal happen. And did 2 years. He knows. That's why you would sign DeAndre Hopkins to a 2-year contract, because you know that second year is probably going to be when the organization just come together. So that was good. That was good looking out for the general manager. But please pump the brakes on y'all going to the Super Bowl, because that's not gonna happen. Not this year anyway. And have you noticed I'm not even saying it could. It can't. It's just too many studs in the AFC. You gotta get up. You gotta get up some more notches to get up there. And now the last thing I'm gonna talk about is something that kind of irritated me. It's no secret that I'm not a Dallas fan. I'm not trying to be a Dallas fan, but I am a football fan, and I have to look at Dallas just as equal as I look at every other team. And I'm gonna tell you something. That Dak Prescott statement to the media really should bother Dallas fans. It's like you're trying to sell. See, here's the thing. I've made it real clear that I believe Dak Prescott, Tannehill, and a couple more quarterbacks are about what to me. I don't care what you say about stats. I'm just telling you how I look at things, and the way I look at things is simple. You can build up all the stats you want. Kirk Cousins is the other one. Kirk Cousins, Tannehill, Dak Prescott. I see them all there together. And that's not saying that they're bad. That's just saying that I don't see them being elite. And I say that because of what elite to me is being able to lead your team in big games and win those games. And every time I see these guys in those games, they don't win. So I have to keep it for what it is. I mean, you want to put Dak Prescott up there with the elite quarterbacks by stats and this, and that. You go right ahead. But when that game on the line, will you pick Dak Prescott to be your quarterback if you had a choice between some of the other quarterbacks that's in this league today? And if you say yes, you're full of crap. Or you're just such a diehard Dallas fan and you're delusional. Either way, Dak Prescott is just a good game manager. Now that is something he's elite at. He's an elite game manager. I give him that. But this is not somebody that's going to take you to the Super Bowl. This is somebody that's going to do enough to not hurt you to go to the Super Bowl. But I don't think Dak can even do that. So with that being said, why would you make a statement to put pressure on yourself? Why? If you're going to cut down on interceptions, which is what he said, just cut down on interceptions. And here's the thing I want to shout out to the Dallas Cowboy fans. It's not just every quarterback throws interceptions. Dak throws interceptions at bad times. When you need him to perform, he's giving the ball away. I mean, how many games you want me to? How many games? I can't. I mean, the Jacksonville game last year. It was his interception. It was a foolish interception that started the rally. He almost gave the Houston game away with his interceptions. He lost the divisional playoff game with his interceptions. I mean, you guys got to start understanding something. You can only, you want to blame it on Kellen Moore? Go right ahead. Well, okay. You can go back years and years, and almost every time you're in a big game, Dak is going to throw an interception or throw an incompletion that you needed the most. You keep on crowning him as your starting quarterback and expecting things to change when he don't change. Has Dak done anything this year to change? Other than get in front of a camera or a microphone and say he's not going to throw interceptions. If I will go on a limb and say that Dak Prescott sounds like he's trying to win the team back. Now somebody may call me an idiot or a clown, but that's the only reason you'll make a statement like that. So your teammates can say, Dak ready this year, man. We need to be balling. There's going to be some of them say, I don't know, man. I don't know about this dude. And they'll never tell you that in public. But they're on them sidelines. And I've seen some of the reactions when Dak threw an interception. And believe me, it's not pretty. And after a while, you start asking for Cooper Rush. Because you're just tired of it. Hey, Cooper Rush wasn't throwing no interceptions. I'm just saying, you fired Kellen Moore because Dak Prescott was throwing interceptions. Cooper Rush comes in and throw hardly no interceptions in the same system. I'm not saying Cooper Rush is better than Dak Prescott because he's not. I'm just saying that it is a system. In other words, y'all, Dak Prescott did not have to say anything about throwing less interceptions. Just go do it. Why put pressure on yourself like that? Do you have any idea every single game that he plays? And every time he throws an interception in those games, they're going to bring up what he said, which is going to add more pressure because those players keep seeing that same thing. You said you was going to, you said you was not going to throw an interception this year. You said you're not, and you studied throwing an interception now with it's chaos. And the Dallas Cowboys, who are trying their best to get over the hump, now go right back down to the dumps where they was before. Why not just keep your mouth shut? That's it. That's all I have to say about Dak Prescott. I don't want to say no pounding session on Dak. I'm just telling y'all the facts. Shut your mouth and play football, man. Just shut your mouth and play football. I don't understand why you just won't. And you've been talking a lot during the offseason. If you stink up the field this year, they're going to run you out of Dallas. I can promise you that. Now, y'all can say it. Y'all can comment in the sections below. Tell me what you think about it. Look, don't forget on YouTube to subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel, and don't forget on Facebook to like and share. I mean, if you like what I'm saying, let other people hear it. Now, Dallas fans probably won't like what I'm saying, but it is what it is. Tennessee fans may not think. Yeah, all I'm saying is what I'm saying, and what I'm saying is join the show. Come holler at me. Let's talk some football. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. For the guy, I forgot your name, that's out there that had the long conversation with me on YouTube about Hargrave going to the 49ers. I'm gonna end my show with this. You made some good points of why you believe Hargrave is an elite defensive tackle. And I'm telling you in front of everybody why I believe Hargrave is not. Hargrave have the stats of a monster. If you looked at his stats, you would be like, oh my God, that guy is the best defensive tackle, hands down. But he's not. That will go to Aaron Donald and Chris Jones. And here's what's funny. I don't even have him third. I have Simmons from Tennessee third. This is what I'm talking about, how people build up these stats in this PFF grade. Man, listen, all I look at is how you perform. And especially how you perform when the game is on the line. Now, yes, there's schemes and techniques that kept Hargrave, completely silent in the Super Bowl. At least that's what you told me. Now, I just truly just don't believe that. I believe that Creed Humphreys destroyed him in the Super Bowl, and he couldn't do a damn thing. So I don't feel the same way that some. I don't look at things the way I don't look at a player's stat and say he's good, because stats can be padded. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Look, join the show next Thursday. Like and share. Please subscribe to my YouTube. This is Rich Cole. Let's talk sports. Peace. I'm out.